in week 5, Emily, it will be Cloud9 versus TSM. TSM was the only team in spring to beat Cloud9. They look a little different now, obviously, but what do you make of this matchup going into week 5? And also, like, I know that the broadcast did a lot to try and build up that TSM versus CLG rivalry this past week. And Reginald sent out that tweet about how this CLG is a dead brand, etc. Do you feel it with Cloud9 and TSM? Is there any semblance of history and rivalry? Do you think people's blood is boiling looking forward to this matchup?
I mean, I think for fans, they are. For me, it's more like, how are these teams going to actually play each other like as they are right now? And looking and taking a look back as to how TSM was able to beat C9 in spring. I think it was being proactive early enough to, keep pace with C9 while also playing stuff that they were really comfortable with. So you had Bjergsen on Zillion, which is like one of his pocket picks. You had Dardoch on a jungler that can have a lot of impact early to mid on Jarvan, and then you had a really strong bot lane of Xayah Rakan, as well as a set in top lane. I think it was a really, like, we've talked about how teams in certain situations should really stick to what they know and what they're good at. And we said this about TSM previously, because they were trying out a lot of like weird stuff, and they have been for the past like 2 splits, I think. But the past few games we've seen TSM really stick to stuff that I wouldn't necessarily say is comfort, but is stuff that's a little bit more simpler to execute, and really relying on the fact that Bjergsen is playing super well right now. And additionally, TSM is actually right up there with C9 in terms of their early game, also along with GGS, by the way, in case you're wondering. GGS actually has really strong early game rating. But they're even ahead in first turret percentage taken. They're just behind in first blood percentage. I think that I'm not like predicting that this TSM lineup is going to beat C9 this time around, because I think if it's going to happen, it would probably happen actually on the back end of the split instead of now. However, I think that TSM do definitely have the tools to succeed here. It's really going to depend on how they execute their mid game, because when you look at TSM, I think that's where they tend to slow down. That's where they tend to lose a little bit of their momentum, and you can't do that against C9.
Yeah, I think that TSM does have a decent shot of doing this, but I would not say a probable shot in the sense, right? Like I would give them sort of odds somewhere. I would say somewhere between 10 and 20%, but 20% being super high on the high end. I don't know. Cloud9 looks unstoppable. It's interesting, right? And I know we wanted to talk about this a little bit, but like they're doing this, they're doing like the throwback match, right? Where they're gonna have like the alumni players play as like a part of Friday Night League, in an exhibition match. But I feel like with Bjergsen being the only person left around from one of those teams, like the rivalry doesn't feel exactly the same as it used to for me back in 2014 and 2013. But I don't know. Like I still think that it's gonna be like a very highly viewed match just on the basis alone that one, it's TSM, and two, it's the best team in North America in C9. So I think brand power will carry them through it, if nothing else.
I want to see the Rain Man. That's who I want to see in the old school match. Bring back the Rain Man. Find him. I don't know where he is. He's off the grid, but TSM the Rain Man, the kind of the first big. One of the first big, streaming stars in League of Legends, has kind of fallen off the map. I would like to see him, even though there's a 0% chance it's going to happen.
I know we only have 10 minutes left in the show, and we got another topic left here, but let's predict the rosters. If you were to put together the C9 and TSM alumni rosters, I think C9 is a little bit easier to construct. Yeah. Emily mentioned this in our Slack chat. I think C9 is a little bit easier to construct than TSM, perhaps. Especially because some of them are free agents, right? Or not free agents, but like not playing in the LCS right now, right? So
well, the hard part about the TSM, the hard part about the TSM team, it's like a lot of the players that are ex-players did not leave on good terms, at least from like the era of old, right? Like I predicted on Twitter that it was going to be Dyrus and Odd1 top jungle, which makes a lot of sense because Odd1 still streams for TSM. Dyrus still has very good relationships with Reginald and the rest of the management of TSM, but like. What is Bowling going to be? Chaox and X Special, or like Wild Turtle and X Special? I think Wild Turtle and X Special is likely, but like X Special got booted from this team in a very like nasty exit, if you remember, before he went to Curse. So I'm like, like I like people don't they don't leave TSM gracefully.
C9 for sure, sneaky for sure, Medios.
The original,
it's
original C9.
You can very easily do the 2000
the original C9. Balls,
Medios,
high, sneaky elimination.
High,
Easy.
high
like,
for
if,
sure.
If it's not those 5, it's dumb. It has to be those 5.
Who wins? C9 in
C9.
a landslide?
C9.
Because they have Medios and Sneaky, who are both still really good players.
Yeah.
Unless it's Wild Turtle and they like bring Bjergsen as the mid instead of Reginald, like I think Medios and Sneaky just kind of hard carry. And I still think High's pretty good too. Like High's been playing in Twitch Rivals tournaments, and he's done well. And High's a player that you don't need the mechanics. Like he's a cerebral player, especially after his wrist injuries. Where you put High back with Medios and Sneaky, Lemonation with his notebook, Balls, doing balls things in the top lane, like
Rumble.
Play Rumble.
Rumble's meta right now. Let's just let him play Rumble the whole time.
Is it weird that in a way I'm looking more forward to the alumni match than I am the actual match?
A bit, but I think you and I watch League of Legends for different things.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is totally fine. Like I'm not saying
if they get the original C9 roster and they get Dyrus and Oddwell, and I do think it'll be a fun event. If it's a lot of if it's Wild Turtle and it's special and it's maybe it's Bjergsen playing but instead of Reginald or something silly like that, then I think if it's the old C9, the original C9 versus, it has to be Reginald. Reginald versus High. Like Reggie versus High, Dyrus versus Balls, like Medios versus Oddwell. Like those are some good matchups. Like it brings it back to the days of NA of old where there was hope in apple pie and where people believed that North America was a top region, and then Fnatic beat C9 in the World 2013 quarterfinals.